In this episode, we meet Ian Pierson, U.S. men's wheelchair basketball player gold medal winner, as he tells us his journey with spina bifida and traveling the world playing his favorite sport. You're listening to the Good Gossip Podcast.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 8. And I'm Todd Revis.
I'm Melissa Elizondo.
This is the Good Gossip Podcast. And we have an amazing guest today that we've known about for a while. And he's got a pretty busy schedule. And so
we had to wait for him to get back in the country before we could get him on the show.
He kind of likes to travel a little bit. And but our guest is Ian Pierson. And Ian is a professional men's wheelchair basketball player.
Yes, sir.
And he's apparently a stud, one of the best in the world, has a gold medal from some games in Paris back in 2009.
Yes, sir.
And then may or may not have been an alternate for the Olympic team. We're trying to figure that out. He kind of bowed out. He was like, and I guess that causes you to push super hard, train super hard, try to be the best you could be. Everything needs to line up.
Right.
And there's this group of 20 players that are always fighting for those positions. And at that point in your life, you just said, okay, I got close enough.
Yeah.
So we'll get into more of that. But basically a world traveling professional basketball player. Yeah. Because I know you've done some of that. So welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We know your parents well.
Yes, yeah.
And we've known them. I'm in the real estate business. So your dad's in.
Right.
They're one of our 3 listeners.
Well,
of 13 countries.
13 countries. They've been
13 countries.
It's been you, hasn't it?
They travel a lot. But I met your mom way back in I want to say 2010.
Wow.
Or 9.
Okay.
I don't know how long they had the house downtown that they have now.
Yeah.
But I had my real estate license, but I was working for a ADA remodeling company. We would do grab bars and ramps and stuff like that.
Very cool.
So she and I set an appointment for me to go out and measure and take estimates on turning that garage into your apartment.
Wow.
But I didn't know you.
Right.
So I get there and I'm like, so what can I do for you? And she starts walking me around the property and she said, so this detached garage, it'd be cool when my son comes home. He's a professional basketball player and he's in a wheelchair. When he comes home, if he could have his independence and have his space, it's just a beat up old garage, but it has plumbing. We could put a bathroom in it and turn this into his thing. And then we'd ramp it into the house.
Right.
And so we, of course, because of who I am, because of who your mom is, we talked for an hour. She told me the life story of everybody and talked about her neighbors, how much she loved living there. And we never ended up doing that project. So I have no idea if it ever
Did it happen? Is that your apartment now?
No.
Is it still
I've never
garage?
Lived there. It's been demolished, all of that.
Oh,
it's
really?
not even in existence.
Wow.
Never happened. But that's how I knew you existed on the planet and started keeping up with, I'd ask them every time I saw him, how's Ian doing? Your dad is so proud. They're both very proud. But to hear your dad talk about, I might have to fly to Germany this summer because, I got to cheer him on if, when he makes it to the next level.
Yeah.
So that's a whole world that we don't really know anything about. And there's a line between U.S. Olympic or U.S. National teams and professional level, get paid
Absolutely.
to play. And that we that walk around and take it for granted don't get. We didn't know that. So tell me about the basketball thing.
Yeah, the journey. How did this start? Yeah.
Whew, how did it start? So I grew up in California, born and raised. I was, I think, 12. I was approached by a gentleman who was in a chair with, I think he had CP, and older gentleman. And it was me and my mom. We were grocery shopping in a Vons, if you've been to California. He approaches us and is like, hey, I noticed you have a disability. Have you ever thought about playing basketball in a wheelchair? And, coming from a big basketball family, it was a big adjustment. But I got introduced to a men's team in Riverside, California. Went to one practice, couple of practices, I would say, but one introduced me to a guy who I still actually will get to, who I play with in Dallas now, Danny Fick and Rob Welty, who man, I don't know where he is. I think he's in California. We all played together with a organization called Rancho Los Amigos, which is a rehab hospital. That is, I don't know if it still exists around or all that. But long story short, I get connected with them. It's basically AAU basketball for high school kids in wheelchairs. So I'm able to go around, travel, country, that sort of stuff. That later gets me introduced to colleges.
Are there college programs for
There
wheelchair?
are, yeah. And I went to UT Arlington,
Oh, okay.
where I played with Danny Fick as well. So it's just a small world of connections. This guy that I met at Vaughn's originally, he was from Whitewater in Wisconsin. That's where he went to school. So it's really a long lineage of connections, to be honest.
So you were 12 and living in LA in a chair because of spinal bifida, right?
Yeah.
And that was a progressive thing?
Yeah, so I was born with spina bifida. It's basically where the spine is exposed at birth.
Okay.
So doctors sewed it up, and yeah.
And then when you got here today, you climbed the stairs.
Yeah.
And so that surprised me because I didn't know, what your injury was or what your disability was. But so you're not scared of some stairs?
No, I could walk with leg braces around short distances, things like that. It's really based on the hips. My hips are out of socket, so that's what makes it a little bit harder to walk.
Yeah.
But
and you're
thankfully
taking
I
more
got
risk.
the chair.
Taking more risk too.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
seriously, dude. When you start falling down. I have an older brother who was in a car accident and had a major spinal injury.
Yeah.
And thank God it's getting better, progressing, and he's learning how to walk again.
Nice.
He'll send us. He has a chair like yours, and he'll send us a picture where he's standing up using his debit card at the hardware store.
Right.
Starting to feel a little bit normal.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
those little moments.
Yeah.
But if he's smart enough, I guess, old enough and wise enough to know if he pushes it too hard, he's going to fall and bust his head open or start breaking stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when it goes backwards. So he's being very...
Yeah, you definitely know your limitations, but you definitely test the waters early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be gutsy and go for it, man.
So was it, you were little when you had lunch with Michael Jordan. What was that about?
Yeah, so that was a Make-A-Wish Foundation before it was Make-A-Wish, if you will.
Yeah.
This was, 1999, I want to say.
So he was still playing?
No.
He was already retired?
He had just retired.
Okay.
No, it was the second retirement. But yeah, I mean, still to this day, talking about it, it's surreal. It's like a dream, It's just like a poof.
Did you have a conversation with him? Did he say words to you?
Yeah, so we met. He flew us out, me and my family. Stayed at, I forget what hotel, but we met at the Four Seasons in Chicago. With about 10 different families, I want to say, from all over the world, Cuba, Australia.
Wow.
Couple of different American families as well, who were also on the list waiting for 20 plus years. Like this was a once in a lifetime shot, I guess. So looking back in hindsight on that, that was definitely a cool experience. So he definitely spent the whole day, cleared his schedule. Just spent the whole day with us for lunch.
How old were you?
I was 12.
So this was after you were approached about basketball or before?
This was before.
Oh, okay.
But about the same time.
Yeah,
Right.
so all this
So,
was kind of happening together.
When you were 12, so right before
that's
you...
funny. I didn't ever
That's
put that together.
crazy. So he hadn't even started...
You're welcome.
Yeah, she's a savant. Right before you were approached by this guy saying, hey, there's this whole world that you don't know about. Would you be interested in it?
Yeah.
You had just had lunch with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been funny if you'd have been like, yeah, me and Michael Jordan are friends, so maybe I'll call him and talk to him about
See what he says. Yeah.
Talk
But
to
all
my
that
agent.
yeah, let me talk to Michael, see what he thinks.
Yeah, right.
So your family was already super basketball fans.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So you grew up as a basketball fan already.
Yeah, my dad's born and raised Chicago area, Midwest. My mom too, but she's been all over the world. So yeah, I was just introduced. I was raised on Jordan in the Chicago
Yeah, of
Bulls.
course.
Yeah. So definitely make a wish for sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
So before you were approached by the dude, I mean, the guy at Vaughn's,
Is that like HEB?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was
Of
basketball-
California.
His name is Guy. I'm sorry.
Guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it just clicks.
Okay, no, that's cool. Credit
you.
where credit. This will be
Yeah,
in the
Guy.
internet forever. You know.
Shout out to Guy.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Guy. Had it occurred to you, you were already in a chair at that time. Had it occurred to you that you could play sports, or that was in your future at all, or what were you? How were you dealing with life in a chair at that point, as a sixth grader or whatever?
Good question. I mean, I always fit in. I always had great friends, still to this day. Man, but I would repeat the question for me, if
Well,
you
it's
will.
kind of like I guess I'm just trying to get a sense of. It kind of came out of nowhere that this guy approached you at a store, like, "Hey, have you ever thought about throwing a basketball?" And you're like, "Well, yeah."
Had
my
you
mom-
ever thought
my
about
mom was
throwing
a
a
college
basketball?
stud. You know, my
Yeah.
mom would have probably been in the WNBA if it was
Right.
back then. But were you playing any sports at that time? Were
Yes, I was. I was trying out up until junior high.
there in the regular basketball?
Yeah, regular able-bodied basketball.
Really?
Yeah. And then I, just spina bifida has its effects, and it was, I can't keep up with the wear and tear. And
So, when you were trying out for able-bodied basketball as a sixth grader, seventh grader, whatever, you were doing it on your legs?
yes, sir.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. So you were still thinking, I'm going to just get stronger and
Yeah.
stronger.
Yeah, it's just like we were talking about pushing the limits, and
Yeah.
I've never knew any different.
I think
My
I
parents
read
always
that.
raised me to,
I think I
try.
read- yeah,
Never
of
say I
course.
can't. I don't know what that
Love
is.
it.
Right.
Love it.
So
Love it.
I think I- yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that back when you were that age, you were you were trying out for basketball and playing basketball, and I was confused as I read the article. Was he on his legs or in a chair? I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so that clears that up for me. That
Okay.
you were like, I don't care if my legs are different than your legs. I
Yeah.
can push through and beat you and
Right.
have a competitive nature. And
yeah. Yeah, and the braces gave me the stability. I still wear them, but not as often.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was always told never play horse with a wheelchair basketball player. That you guys can hit everything, man.
Yeah, but not too shabby. Not too shabby.
And I don't remember where that was, but it was a serious oh yeah, don't bet money on those. He'll hit threes all day and make you look bad because they focus on shooting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
No-
what is it like on this team? Like what is y'all's lives like traveling, and like I would assume you're just so close and you just
Yeah, again, it's just like we're a family, It's really a small knit community. Not a lot of glitz and glamour, if you will. I mean, you
everybody
get,
kind of knows everybody when you play these other teams. Y'all get to
yeah,
know each
yeah,
other,
yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
you're playing against other Americans in Germany and Spain, and old college teammates, things like that. Yeah, it's really a small world.
He has a story about that.
Oh yeah, no, seriously. I was traveling to Finland in 2016.
Okay.
I was on my way back in one of these international flights, and I was probably LAX. I don't remember exactly. No,
Okay.
it wouldn't have been LAX. So I'm trying to remember.
East Coast somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, probably East Coast, probably Jersey or it doesn't matter, but somewhere like
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And we're standing there. We're exhausted after a whole day of traveling, trying to get our flights to Texas, and the plane that we're waiting on gets there, unloads, and all of a sudden these wheelchair basketball players come off. And they're a lot of them carrying the ball in their lap, and they're coming off and they're
Right.
wearing sweats and USA, and they're just a bunch of dudes chilling, and they come out and they get in the area, and I had to go tell them. And I didn't know your first name. And so
Yeah.
I was like, Craig Pearson. Yeah. So I walk over and I'm like, you guys know the name Pearson, the player. And they were like, yeah, dude, of course, that's our boy. Yeah. Like they all knew you.
Yeah.
So I guess
I've never heard this.
I don't
Still
know.
to this day.
And I told your parents about it next time
Yeah.
I saw them. It was like, how random that
Yeah.
I'm in an airport, like somewhere on the East Coast at 2
Yeah.
a.m.
Right.
And this basketball team comes off the plane and they know you. And
Yeah.
I was like name dropping, Ian.
Yeah, just by last name too.
Yeah, just by last name. Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And I don't know what was going on. I think you were in Germany at the time playing professionally.
When was this?
16?
Spain. I would have been in Spain. Yeah, Spain.
Now, didn't you play
this would have
for
been World Cup that they would have been coming home from? If it was summer.
It was like May.
Yeah.
May, June.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
That's
it would've went-
crazy.
Yeah, World Cup.
Okay,
And,
so is that like an
Germany.
every 4-year thing? Or
it is. Yeah,
kinda
every
like
2 years alternates with Paralympics.
Gotcha. Okay. And I know Paralympics is right after the real Olympics.
Correct.
Usually in the same town, right?
Yeah, everything's the same. It's 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So
I
same
remember
village, all
watching
that.
some of it this year.
Yeah.
They did a better job maybe of marketing it or
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
during the regular Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, don't go anywhere. Right after this, we got something that's going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
These amazing athletes.
Yeah.
So I talking to your dad one time at the coffee shop. I think he said you guys were like in the championship for a Euro League or for something, or maybe a Spanish league, or how does that work when you're saying playing in Spain or somewhere like that? Do you have championships you like can win, kind of like the NBA championship?
Right. Yeah. So I'll break it down like this.
All right.
It's by country.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have a German championship, you'll have a French championship, you'll have a Spanish championship. And within that, if you follow soccer, it's kind of like that, where the champion league.
Yeah. All the national champions come together for a Euro champion or whatever.
Correct. It's the top 8 in Europe.
And these are professional players, not necessarily born there, because you're an American player playing on a Spanish team, and
Right.
if y'all win and represent Spain, you're representing Spain
Correct.
in the championship cup or whatever.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
you're representing whatever region you're from. You know, it's a little more on the historical side. It's a lot of rivalries and things like
Sure,
that.
I bet.
So
Well, yeah, you notice that in soccer when you're watching.
Yeah.
And it dawns on me now. I'm not a huge soccer. I love soccer, but I get confused because there's so many different championships.
Yeah.
That I'm like, is this the one I should be paying attention to?
Right.
That is the most weighted, or is this just fluff? I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's confused to me, and maybe I need to get into it more. But it dawns on me now that like Ronaldo and these soccer players that are famous, household names.
Yeah.
They might be playing in Spain, but they're from South America or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So they're
everybody's imported. If you
right.
if,
Yeah,
you know.
they're bringing in the
recruit
best
you
talent
from
that they
Yeah.
can afford from
Yeah.
around the world.
Yeah.
And same thing with basketball.
Correct.
And you guys are paid to be there.
Yeah.
That was your job.
Yeah.
So tell me who have you played for? What countries have you played for?
So I started 2000, what are we at? I think in 2011 I was in Italy, in Torino, the northern region. It was about an hour west of Milan.
Okay.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous. Then I was in Albacete, Spain, which is south central Spain. Then I went to the northern region of Vitoria-Gasteiz, which is the Basque area of Spain. And then I went to Malaga, back to the southern portion on the Mediterranean. And then last year I was in Turinga, Spain, or Germany, sorry.
Yeah.
Turinga, Germany.
None of these ugly places to live.
No.
Like
No.
Just like living your life
if
out
you
there,
like
just like-
history and,
Yes.
it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Which you do, I assume. Yeah.
I do, yeah.
How fun.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So you
yeah,
feel like
'cause-
you've just been living your best life since all these
Yeah,
years?
I've definitely been fortunate and blessed.
Yeah.
I can say that.
How
Definitely.
exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
you must have some of the most amazing pictures and stories from time out there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Favorite story? Favorites? I heard there's a champagne one. I don't know
Oh,
if that's
Paris.
the favorite.
Yeah,
but,
that's
you know.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
So we won gold medal for the 23 and under team. We're celebrating in Paris. It's the banquet after the tournament. They're naming the national team players of the tournament, and we have one guy in particular goes up. And in wheelchair basketball, you have classifications as far as your disability. So if you're paraplegic, you might be higher up, chest down, or all the way to like an amputee,
Right.
somebody with, or even nerve damage, stuff like that. So my buddy, no names, picks up my buddy who is a single amputee, picks him up, gives him a hug on his way up. And
They're like messing with you. He's messing
yeah,
with
where
them.
everybody's just having a great time. We just
Yeah.
won gold,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of college kids in Paris.
yeah.
Yes.
So he gives him a hug. Meanwhile, we never realized his prosthetic fell off. And he just falls to the ground like an elevator on his way up.
No.
Yeah, but it's things like that where, you just have to be there to experience.
Yeah,
no.
Understand the
I think your
culture.
mom kind of explained to me, like, within y'all's culture of the Olympics that y'all, or these teams, I'm sorry, y'all kind of just pick on each other. Yeah, like you just kind of
Like
razz
a
each
hazing,
other.
like
Yeah, a
you
little
know?
bit. A
Yeah.
little bit.
Call each other names.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nicknames.
Yeah,
and-
we've all
Yeah.
go way back. To high school.
Yeah.
Some of us, and even more than that.
I think with groups
growing
like
up
that, you have
together.
inside jokes, right? Like
Absolutely,
you could
100%.
Like
Yeah.
there's something you could say one word to one of those guys, and y'all would die laughing for like 30 minutes, and
Absolutely.
everybody else sitting around going, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, for sure.
It's because you've lived life together, and you've been
And
on the
that's-
road. And
yes.
when you're on the road and you're tired and you're silly and you're being,
Yeah.
just trying to pass the time, staying in hotels, eating
Right.
out together, like
Yeah, it's not
everything.
a fancy life. But it's like you said, hotels. When you get over to different cultures and appreciate, different delicacies and things like that, you indulge in the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
When
think
in
that's
Rome.
important. Exactly.
So speaking of
Did you ever try anything
Oh.
in these countries that
Yeah.
you hated?
monkey brains or something,
No, I'm not too.
You don't
Not, I'm
experiment
not
that
too.
much.
No, not too much. I had some escargot and snails, and
Did you like them? I've never had
it
them.
was all right.
depends on how they're cooked.
Yeah, it was
they have them
that was
here.
embarrassing,
They have them
actually.
here. Have your parents take it to Myron's and get some.
Oh, do
They're
they have them over there?
Oh yeah, dude. And they're in these like it's a buttered garlic. that
Yeah, yeah.
You want
In
to
the
put
shell
your,
and
the
then,
bread in.
Yeah.
They take them out of the shell for you.
Oh,
It's
do they?
easy, dude.
Okay.
It's like eating oysters. You just throw it in and then douse yourself with garlic butter on your
Yeah,
bread.
yeah.
Dude, it's so fattening, but it's amazing.
So good.
It's like we are rich.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so why are you in town right now, and how long will you be here? And I heard y'all
what are you
talking about
doing?
Dallas earlier. What's going on?
Yeah, so I'm back indefinitely.
Okay, cool.
Just playing for the team up in Dallas.
Okay, now
working.
what kind of team is that?
So it's you don't get paid
Mm-hmm.
in the States to play.
Yeah,
However, there's a league that's working on its way.
they just need to get sponsorship. And all that
Right.
stuff.
And we're transitioning actually with AAU
Okay.
in Florida to have the nationals there at Disney World. So
Cool.
yeah, that'll be fun. But we are a team in Dallas. It's basically the same guys I've played with in college and everything. Danny Fick, Aaron Googe,
Who do you guys
David
play?
Wilkes. So it's basically just traveling all over the country.
So playing teams like college teams and
Yeah,
semi-pro
college teams,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah, there's different levels. To be honest, since I'm just getting back, I think it's D1 again, but I think there's 3 or 4 different levels in men's division right now. So we're playing at the highest in
Right.
the states. But yeah, it's just like traveling and playing with your boys again.
Okay, I need to ask this question about physical durability and all that.
Yeah.
How physical is it? How durable must you be? And how sophisticated is it as far as I'm assuming you're practicing to run plays and run certain types of offense, certain types of defense, just like they
Right.
do in regular. I'm sorry, I keep saying regular, and I don't want to say regular.
Oh,
I
you're
want to say
good.
able-bodied
Yeah,
versus wheelchair.
Yeah.
And so, so is there an age where you just can't do it anymore? Kind of like in the pros, you see guys in their 30s like, I'm retiring because my knees are shot. Or, do you guys have similar, or can you play to your 50 as long as you can drain threes?
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. I've seen that
Have you?
into your 70s.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I would say it is. That's a great question. I would say as far as the first half, I would say the biggest adjustment when you first start out is keeping your chair moving. Because once you're stopped, you don't have that initial
Moment.
you know what I mean?
Got to start from zero.
Right.
It's you
So you want to anticipate and
always be moving.
always keep that pace.
So that takes cardiovascular
Correct.
and arm strength. I
Correct.
think.
Yeah. And hip movement things. We use snowboard bindings to strap into your chair. You have a bumper. You have 2 wheelie bars on the back, so you're not tipping as much. If you do, you just pop back up.
So people fall over,
Correct.
and then they have ways of popping up. Like
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
just, okay.
Yeah, depending on your disability, you might pop up from the back of your chair. You might pop up from your side. Might
But
pop
you
up
have
with
to-
your leg if you're an amputee.
You have to do it yourself.
You don't have to, but
Most people can.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to stop play. There's different rules,
Okay.
things like that. So if you're out of play and you get the ball back,
You're like,
yeah,
can't
you
go anywhere. with it.
yeah,
It's like almost like
yeah.
a timeout, like
Yeah.
Right,
an injury
exactly.
timeout or something.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
all right, let's reset.
Correct.
Drop
correct.
the puck.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of like just mind, like when it gets hard? Does it ever get hard?
Oh, absolutely.
So what do you tell yourself to get through? I mean, you are already climbing an uphill battle, right? So
Yeah.
what keeps
yeah.
you moving?
No, you just like we were talking about earlier. I mean, you just got to try and adapt. You can't be comfortable, in my opinion, or content even.
Like if you're not growing,
Yeah.
like you're always wanting to find a way to grow.
correct.
Because you're never going to stay the same, right? You're either going backwards or forwards.
Absolutely.
And
So you're always improving. Are you particular? You're always trying to improve yourself, get better.
For sure. Yeah.
Take
I
it to
think
the
so.
next level.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Love that.
what do you
Yeah.
do when you're not playing basketball?
Man. It's been so long.
Are you obsessed?
I'm like just relaxing these last
Yeah.
few months, to be honest. I
Yeah.
haven't touched a basketball until last weekend when
Yeah.
I had my first game with
really?
the Dallas guys in
Yeah.
Arlington. So,
Were you rusty?
yeah,
A little
yeah, pushing, yeah, yeah, cardio wise,
Yeah.
get the lungs and shoulders and arms
Yeah.
back under you a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's part of the battle.
Yeah.
When you've done it for 20 plus years, you
Yeah.
know what your body can take.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know your limits, you know your boundaries.
Yeah.
So,
So it sounds like there's a swell of people trying to get a legitimate organization going in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
where you're going to have a national championship, pro teams, guys getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
A league
Right.
that's official. And
Yeah.
right now it's kind of growing,
correct.
right? Are you part of some of that leadership conversation? Do you help?
No,
You're
I
just
don't-
a
I don't-
player at this point?
I am. Yeah, I don't really want to get into the politics of sports and all that. That's not me.
Okay.
So,
So other than basketball, what do you want to do? What else do you want to do? Is there anything else you want to do, or is this all you want to do?
I mean, I still want to get
You
a
love
gold
history,
medal.
obviously.
Yeah, I do. I do love
You
history.
want to get a
but
gold medal in,
yeah,
in
it's
the
the
Olympics?
only. Yeah, that's the last goal of mine.
Yeah.
Is gold medal at the in Paris, because that will be like going full circle, and then
That's
in
the
LA.
next one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, in 3 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
So you'll
Yeah.
start ramping up to try to make that team,
yeah,
right?
All
yeah,
right.
Because there's only a certain amount of spots and then alternate
correct.
spots.
Yeah, 12-man roster.
So in your mind, you're thinking, over the next 3 years, I'm positioning myself
Yeah.
to be able to be one of the 12 they pick.
Correct. Yeah. Put myself in the best position to be one of the 12. And
Well, we're going to
Go
be
from there.
following that for sure, man.
Yeah, we
Thank
are.
you.
Yeah.
appreciate
That'd be
it.
cool to have a player pull for you.
I know.
Wear his jersey.
Yeah.
Right. That would be.
Super
cool.
fans.
And then we can get it autographed. We can have a signed jersey.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
I
you go.
love it. Remember the
Gotcha.
little people.
We'll bring him back on.
Yeah.
Full circle.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
it's gonna be now what? Now what? After the gold medal, what now?
Yeah, I
what?
think
Right.
I can feel this energy coming from her. Is like, what's next for you after basketball? Like, have you thought about teaching or coaching or?
Yeah, I want to give back to the
Yeah.
game in some sort of fashion. I just don't know what that looks like yet.
Yeah.
You could get your lender license and sell, like, write mortgages like
There you
that.
go. Right? Step one.
Someone.
Yeah, in the process. In the process of that. But yeah.
Love it.
Are you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you serious? You're
Yeah.
getting your loan officer? I was just
Yeah.
joking.
No, yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Good for
That's
you, dude. You
cool.
can do that from anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
you're like
Love it.
rolling down the court. Hey, you want to refi your house, dude?
time out.
Dude, rates are at an all-time low.
Right.
I gotta lock this one in real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sorry. Let me run your credit real quick. Hold on.
Exactly.
Dude, congratulations. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, so
cool.
that's the transition right now, and
Okay.
and playing for Dallas, and you
Yeah.
know, just enjoying. being
Relationship wise, you got girlfriend?
No,
family,
no,
nothing?
no,
You
no.
want one?
No time
No,
for
not
that.
right now.
You want
I'm
one?
good.
She's
Right
single.
now it's career. Yeah. Oh, I'm single.
She
now.
says, the only reason I would say that, look, She's my best friend, and I was talking about how I'm like this master Cupid. Like I've set people up that now have kids and
Oh, really?
married for 10 years. I'm good at it. I don't know why. I don't try to be. That's not a guy thing.
Right.
Like we're not trying. But if I see a person, I'm like, duh, they need to be together.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here talking to our previous guest about that, and she looks at me like, and here I am single.
Well, yeah.
Like, what have you been doing? I'm like,
All right.
there's no one good enough for you, man. There's no one good
Last
enough.
week I was on Match, and I was like, how about this one? And I'm showing up.
I'm like,
I was like,
no.
he's country. I was like, I've never dated
No,
this.
he was a
He's
total
kinda
redneck dude. He had like a
And-
toothpick coming out. Like,
The grass straw.
yeah, like the grass straw coming
And
out.
he goes,
like,
I'm not ready for you to
I'm
date.
not- and then I
I was
realized,
like,
wait a minute. That's
better
just
get ready.
stuff I haven't thought about.
Right.
I know.
I
Right.
mean, I have to prepare myself for this.
Yeah.
It's going to change. I can't just have you on the drop of the dime. Hey, let's go get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm with my boyfriend. Like,
Yeah. No, I get it. And you'll have time in your life when you're ready for that too.
Yeah,
Because I think
yeah.
I've been on this, path of business and building an empire myself, and I definitely have not had time for that myself. So
Yeah.
I get it. When you have a goal and you're just trying to reach that, it's like I don't even know how to add that into the equation and still keep on track,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've just been enjoying these last few months being home. I
That's
can't tell you,
awesome.
it's just nice to be home and not have any obligations.
Yeah.
Do you still have buddies here from high school? Didn't you go to high school in New Braunfels?
No, I
Oh,
went to. I came out
California.
here
Yeah.
to UT Arlington
Yeah.
from
Oh, okay.
California. Yeah, so I'm the reason everybody's here.
That's right.
Yeah.
You went to UTA.
Thank
They
you.
followed you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And then somehow
Exactly.
they ended up here in New Braunfels.
Yeah.
And it's just great because there's just layers of reasons why it's awesome knowing your family. Your grandfather was a missionary, a pastor, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he mentors a friend of
He
mine.
mentors a
Ah,
friend
okay.
of ours.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I never knew
forgot
who
about
that.
he is.
I've met him a couple of
I
times.
met him
yeah.
once. I met him once
Yeah.
when he was
He's
preaching.
a character.
Knowing who your parents are and who your grandfather is,
Yeah.
I think your grandfather's legacy is definitely spread out through this family as far as,
Yeah.
especially just seeing you having a handicap and being able to play the way you've played and travel and live the life that you want, and with no, like you said, there was never I can't
Right.
in your family.
Yeah.
It was like,
I vividly remember that moment too.
yeah.
When I was old enough and my mom said that, that
There's no
definitely,
kid.
that was definitely a moment when it was like, oh, okay.
About playing.
Yeah, just in life in general, you know, it's like, no, we're going to go do this and we're going to,
We're going to treat you like
Yeah.
a normal person
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you are a normal
in
person.
all things in life.
Right.
yeah.
But that's
yeah.
good advice for any family because
Yeah.
there's so many people, especially. Anyway, I was gonna say
I agree,
especially in this
100.
American world, but
Well, it's
you
true.
know,
I mean,
there are a lot of
Yeah, it's a
people
different time now.
We have
It's
it
a
pretty
different
easy
time.
here.
Yeah.
Different
And
mentality.
most people have it pretty easy here compared to what you've seen around the world, and we tend to maybe it's made us softer as generations go.
I remember we were doing Buffini training when we were doing some real estate training with
Yeah.
some agents, and he
No,
said,
Brian Buffini.
"Yeah, I love him."
You know him?
No.
Or you know
No.
him?
He knows of him. He knows
I was
of him.
going to say, I was
Yeah.
going to fanboy real quick.
Yeah, I know. Like
His wife
what?
was an Olympic athlete. She was like,
That's right.
She was a track.
And
she
his
was a
and his
track-
kids
Very cool.
are doing
His-
some
one of his daughters
triage
is like-
Olympics and stuff.
Okay.
Is that the right word?
Did
Anyway,
you say triage?
I said triage. What is it with the horses?
Equestrian.
No, it's another word.
Oh. Triage is
It
like
starts
where
with
they
a T.
decide who they're
Right,
going to
yeah.
operate on first.
Comment about what that is. That it's not equestrian, but it is with horses. Anyway,
All right.
he talks about it. But what he said was, if an immigrant came to America today and had your opportunity, had your connections, had the people you knew, had the money you have and the house you have, what would they do with it? Because we tend to take it for granted.
Yeah.
And somebody else coming into our life could take what we have and do so much more.
Yeah.
And I think just your story for me is an inspiration because it's like my handicap isn't going to keep me from living the life I want. You've gotten to travel the world and see
Yeah.
beautiful places
Yeah,
and
yeah.
meet cool people and have a great family with your basketball players. And man, you know, that's something to be admired. A lot of people don't have that. They don't
Yeah.
have anything even close to that. So,
yeah.
you know, I'm
Definitely.
excited for the life you
Yeah,
have. Yeah.
thank you.
And
I
the one you're
appreciate
about
that.
to have,
Yeah.
working towards that gold medal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going to get rich in mortgage and
Yeah.
live happily ever
Yeah.
after.
Ladies in
Not a
3
bad
years.
3 years, man.
Wait for this man right here. It's worth the
Well,
wait.
in 3 years, he might be winning an Olympic gold medal. So we need to just chill on that whole thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
We need him to stay focused. Okay.
No, I know. So we can fangirl
One of
and
the
fanboy
12.
on you.
One of the
Yeah,
12.
yeah.
One of the 12.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
yeah,
so
baby steps.
who would you say, this is kind of this is our good gossip part, but who would you say, other than Guy? I know Guy's the one who kind of got you started. But,
Don't say other than Guy, because that
or maybe Guy's the one. I don't
Guy's the
know.
one.
But is there anybody who has just been instrumental that you would love to take this opportunity to good gossip about, to brag about, to say thank you to, or whatever, or that you admire for their drive,
I would just say my parents, for all the years they put into me, just driving up to the point of, through high school and all that, because it was 2 hours round trip twice a week.
Once you got into it.
Yeah, and, we didn't get into it, but my mom pulled me from high school my last year and a half, I think, because she disagreed with the school of not allowing me to go on a national team trip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so things like that, they see the future,
doing the things necessary to make sure you.
So they made sacrifices,
Yeah,
made
absolutely.
hard decisions for you to allow you to do that,
Yeah.
and you were really getting into playing. They knew what the future had, and so they knew how important that was, and they were willing to drive.
Yeah.
I think they were just willing to see the story unfold. They didn't necessarily know what was happening, but they knew that there was an opportunity.
Right.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love,
Yeah.
You do.
I love
have,
your parents.
You do have
man. They're
awesome parents.
Yeah, they're awesome. Wouldn't
Each
change
of
it.
them could sit here on this podcast and blow people's minds.
Yeah.
And so, but they wanted you to do
Your,
this too.
your mom would be
Yeah.
the funniest, though. Like,
Oh, yeah, obviously, if anybody knows my mom, obviously she's the life of the party. If you will, so.
yeah.
Like I said, I talked to her for an hour in y'all's backyard. She was telling me about all the neighbors and how they get together on, I think it was Thursday evenings back then. They would everybody bring a bottle of wine and sit on the back porch and
Every Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, and she called it church.
Yeah.
We have church. This our neighborhood church.
Right.
And I just thought that was cool. And I think Carolyn
Do
was.
they still do that?
I don't think so.
You've been here long enough to know if Thursday night was happening.
Yeah, I don't know if they do or not, but I don't think so.
We need to revive that. I'd like an invitation.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. I think one of
It was
their
a good
neighbors
group.
is
It was
your
fun.
friend Carolyn.
Yeah, right across the
Yeah,
street.
right across the street.
Carolyn
She was one
Lehman.
of the
She's my printer.
church members.
Yep.
We saw them last night. We were all
Did y'all?
hanging out at the tree lighting. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Santa came to town last night.
I didn't know that.
Yep. He got here,
Very
so
cool.
it's official. Christmas
on.
is on.
So how long are you going to be home? Right now it's just indefinite until things
Yeah,
happen.
I'm
Go.
here in town. Yeah.
There's lots of experience. You're here
Yeah.
for the holiday season. So we have
Yeah.
WassleFest coming up.
Yeah, I
All right,
haven't
what are you
experienced
doing?
all
Are
that.
you sitting around playing video games, or are you out seeing things and doing stuff and hanging? That's what
Yeah,
kinda what I
work.
meant, like,
Yeah, I mean, as far as work, I'm working with my dad training.
okay, so you're training and
Yeah,
working on your
training.
license.
Yeah,
Okay.
working. And then I'm in Dallas probably once a month.
Do you drive
practicing.
yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you cruise up there and
Yeah,
you spend
3
the
hours,
weekend or
3.5.
whatever.
Yeah. Hang out with my buddies.
Yeah.
All from college, so it's like just come crash.
Yeah, oh, very cool.
Yeah, got the guest room. So yeah, I mean, I'm really a blessed person to say the least.
You got a good life. And,
Yeah.
and pedal to the metal for 3 more years at least while you're getting ready for.
Yeah. 7 is the plan,
Yeah.
the ultimate goal. So
Love it.
that'll be back in LA.
Little good gossip for your dad. He's probably one of the best lenders that I've ever met.
I'm glad to hear
I
that.
was in real estate with a group before I opened my marketing company, and one day we had this deal that was going to fall apart, and your dad just showed up. He literally came and sat in front of me and said, "Okay, I just want to let you know what's going on. I
Right.
want to let you know what we're doing to fix it.
Yeah.
It should be okay, but I want And I just I never chased a deal with your dad ever. He always
sharp.
kept me informed.
Yeah.
One step ahead. If he called me with a problem, he had a solution with it,
Right.
and I was so grateful. I never worried about any of my deals with him, and so
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
to hear
So
that.
we're not
He was
just saying
awesome.
that, but you do have the best mentor, one of the best mentors in
yeah,
town.
I'm
so
excited
Thank you.
for that
That means a
career
lot. Thank
because
you. Yeah.
you're gonna do it right.
Everybody respects. Everybody
Yeah.
likes him. Respects.
Yeah.
him in the
What's the
industry.
name of your dad's mortgage company that he's with?
Southwest Funding.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything?
That's it. Thank you so
Awesome.
much, man.
Thank you for
Hey,
coming on
thank
the
you
show.
for
Now we're
having
friends.
me.
Now we know you.
Right. Put a face with the
Right,
name.
face with the name, and
Yeah.
so I look forward to seeing you around town. Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe we could have like a like a networking thing where we could meet him for lunch and we could introduce him to more people.
Oh yeah, hey, while
definitely.
you're in town, I have a VIP lunch every month.
Sweet. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You could
your
come to
dad's
the-
never come, but
No.
I'll make
He
sure y'all
invites
get
you.
invited.
He invites you.
It's the second Friday of every month, so there's
Okay.
another one in December. I'll make
Right
sure
on.
y'all get invited
Yeah.
too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on
that'll be
social
fun.
media?
Give me all my
Facebook
clients.
and stuff?
Nah, not really.
You're not?
No.
You do
No.
anything like that?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, but I'm
You
not
don't want
really
any- you don't
social
want any
media.
followers on
I mean,
Instagram?
E Pierson
Okay.
All right.
E. Pearson
15.
15.
There you go.
Is that your
Okay.
number?
Yeah.
Okay. E. Pearson 15 on IG. Because
Yeah.
I'm all hip.
Yeah.
And but no,
On the
it's-
gram, because I'm more
on
hip.
the gram. Dang it. See, I'm not hip.
You're not
Nailed
hip at all.
The gram.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check him out and follow him and encourage him and root for him. And maybe we can get more people rooting for you and
Yeah, thank
give
you.
you a few more people
Yeah.
to play for when you're out there
Yeah, yeah.
banging elbows,
Yeah.
elbows and wheels.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
thank y'all.
All right. Till next time. See you later.